And now, Judge Mathis reveals the results of yesterday's paternity test.
So you think you might have been dating your daughter?
We found that out 2 months after that, when her stepdad told her. But her family they didn't want us together. They were saying the age difference, this guy is just gonna go back to prison.
But did her stepdad already know, you said?
Yeah.
How did he know? Oh, he knew of you all along.
Yeah.
And he knew when you started dating her, he said, that's her dad who I've been trying to keep her away from.
And didn't say nothing for 2 months. We had no clue.
Let it go on for 2 months.
Yeah.
Same stepdad that would, I don't want you to hate him, let me stop. Because did he provide for you? Your stepdad?
Yeah, he helped my
You stayed in his household?
Yeah.
He didn't abuse or neglect you?
No.
All right, then he parented you.
Yeah.
All right, and so we don't want to hate him that much. But he handled things, I don't know. I don't know about y'all. Y'all want me to read this?
Yes,
I don't know
please.
what else to ask or what else to say. Ooh, mercy, mercy, mercy. Whew. You're not the father. I gotta go and lay down. Y'all had me gone. Lord, y'all had me going. That was too much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.
I mean, I'm happy, like, I still love you. Like, thankful for that results.
I'm thankful for the results, but I'm glad I met you, and we'll stay in each other's lives.
Plaintiff Robin Kelly Dunn is married to the defendant, but she claims they are separated because she feels the defendant has inappropriate relationships with his female friends. Robin is suing her estranged husband for breach of contract. Defendant Daryl Dunn says he loves his wife and he wants to work things out, but he doesn't understand why she's jealous of his female friends, most of whom he's known since junior high.
Start with you.
Yes, sir. My husband and I, we met in 2013 on a virtual game for chatting. And we became like close and we started getting to know each other like that. And eventually we ended up meeting and we eventually ended up getting married.
When did you marry?
Okay. I met him on the game in 2013 and we finally met in 2016 on a blind date from that game.
All right. And when did you marry?
We married in 2020.
Okay. That sounds like a good time to know each other, enough time to get to know who the other is. So was there any problems and what were the problems? You knew him by then.
Yes, sir. You're correct. Thank you so much, Judge, for recognizing that. I've never been married. I'm 44. I was taught by my father that if you get married, you have to make sure it's the right one. I had bad relationships previous. I was abused, physically harmed, multiple surgeries because of things like that. Wow. And I finally found my worth. And my husband, when we first met and I got to know him without meeting him physically, mentally we connected and I had that connection with him. So that's why I gave him that chance. When he immediately seen me, he told me that he wanted to marry me. He had been catfished on this game. Now, let me let you know about this game. You might not know about it. This game is a 3D game that you can do things like in real life. Like they have strippers on this game. They have all of this stuff. And I was trying to be the housewife. So I had a red flag. But my heart said, go ahead on and see, because he showed me something different mentally. Okay. So the thing is, I vowed to be married once in my life. And I work hard. I try my hardest to be the best. I'm not perfect because we're not. But at the same time, my husband introduced me to friends that I openly, open my arms to, because I'm not a jealous person and I know past relationships are before me. So I opened that. But there's some things that you just don't do when you're married, okay? After we got married, things started changing. I started seeing different gestures with different women. Some of them open up their towels to show him their bathing suits at a party, but they say that they're his sister. Then he started not coming home at night at a certain time. He says he's with his friends, his sisters. So I tracked him because I've been through too much to go through that, you know, and it hurt me to not have my husband at home with me at that time of night. So I ended up following him to the house where he previously brought me to meet a friend of his. The car was there, hers was there, but he wasn't answering his phone. So my first mind is I'm worried about my husband. So I knock on the door, it opens a little bit because I guess they didn't close it. He's on the couch with her. This way, she's that way with no shirt on. So he just said they passed out because they were drunk or something. I just don't think that that's good when you're married.
Doesn't sound like it is, but you saw them facing opposite directions on the couch.
Yes, sir, but Judge.
I guess on the couch period with your shirts off, well, she had her something on. Some type of top.
Still, there's another couch like right there, Judge Mathis.
Oh, I'm with you then. All right. There was another couch to be on. Why wasn't you over there?
He's on the couch with her. This way, she's that way with no shirt on. So he just said they passed out because they were drunk or something. I just don't think that that's good when you're married.
I guess on the couch period with your shirts off, well, she had her something on.
Plaintiff Robin Kelly Dunn is married to the defendant, but she claims they are separated because she feels he has inappropriate relationships with his female friends.
Give me some other examples of him and his friends being a little too friendly for you or cozy.
Well, that one thing I told you about, introduced to a girl that he says is his sister and a friend. I, as a woman, if I call or am a sister to a man and I call him my brother, I am not about to expose my bathing suit. Like, here, look, you don't do that to a brother. And I don't want to go back to that girl from the bricks. I'm trying to be that professional, Judge, because I am a professional woman. I draw blood for a living. I've changed my ways, but I came from the streets and I know what it is. And I don't want to go back to that point. I'm trying to go forward. I'm trying to build something with my husband.
Mm-hmm. And has all this continued throughout? That was started in 2000 and what?
Okay. He introduced, when we met, I didn't know nothing about that stuff when we were on the game. But when we first met and it started, when he proposed to me, he started introducing me to everybody. We had a big old proposal in my hometown. My daddy was there, my mom was there, everything. It was beautiful. Right after that, he started showing me his people that he was with before me.
When did you start suspecting? Before marriage?
I started suspecting after the proposal.
I know, before marriage. So why did you go through with the marriage?
Well, I didn't want to judge because you're not supposed to judge people until you can get the whole story, because I was already falling in love with him because we're mentally there.
So you didn't have the whole story yet before marriage.
Sir. That
you
is
hadn't
correct,
flashed
John.
that towel before marriage.
That is correct.
All right, got it. And
Yes,
he wasn't
sir.
on the couch before marriage.
Yes, sir.
That was
correct.
after marriage. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sir, you want to give me some background?
Let me start off with, I love my wife. You know, I married her because I want to move forward, and I'm tired of but I don't understand the jealousy with my friends. You know, I've known these people for years, since we were in middle school and stuff, and I'm friends with their husbands, and I'm like an uncle to my nieces, which is their kids. But I just want to, I invite her to a lot of the times when I'm going, and I'm tired from work, I don't want to go, and this and that. So this instance where she's saying I was on the couch, I invited her, you know what I'm saying? We were going over there. It was a party. So after the party was over, we were watching the movie, we fell asleep on the couch. That's how that happened.
Was her husband there?
He was passed out in the bedroom, in their bedroom, but we were.
Man, was her husband there?
Okay, we must be confused because this one doesn't have a husband, Judge. So I don't know what he's talking about. Let's get the facts straight, and we're going to tell the truth, because this is Judge Mathis, somebody that I respect and watched all my life.
Thank you.
That woman did not have a husband. That's not the one. The one you were on the couch with doesn't have a husband. Be for real.
She has a man.
Husband, baby. Husband.
Yeah.
Do you know if another
But I'm
man
just
was
saying-
there though? Did she have a boyfriend there or someone else there?
What man is going to be in the house
You didn't
with
even
their girlfriend, wife, woman, whatever, and have another man sleeping on the couch with her?
I agree.
That is not true.
I agree.
Like I said, we passed out. And that's all it was. You know, I take off my shirt because I'm hard to make sure I don't like to have my shirt
Okay,
on a
so
lot of
that's
times.
one
You know that from
incident.
being
What
at the
gave her
house.
this general impression? Because I wouldn't think that one incident would cause a general impression. How about the flash?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand that. I guess from the game, because she was always trying to court me. And on the game, you know, I took it as a game, a joke. You know, I go to, you know, the strip clubs on the game, and I'd be in one chat with her and be in two other chats on the game with other people. But that's a game, you know. I took it as a game.
Yeah,
She
no,
took
we're
it
not
more
talking about the
serious.
game. We're talking about
Yeah, I
real
think that-
life where your friend opened her towel to show you her bathing suit. Do you recall that happening?
Yeah, I recall that happening, but it was just a party, you know, everybody's been drinking, and that's just joking.
Did she do it to
Yeah,
anyone
it-
else?
No,
Everybody
sir.
was there.
No,
I'm just
that's
saying,
not what I'm
I walked
asking.
in at the-
Oh, everybody can see it.
Yeah, everybody could see it. We were at a pool party.
Oh, so it wasn't just for you. Why
It's
you
just
laugh?
she
Why
did
you
it when I
laugh?
walked in.
Why you laugh?
Yeah.
Huh? You laugh when I
Because-
asked you that. What? I didn't laugh. Wasn't joking.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
very
just saying,
serious.
I
say,
just
why did she
think-
just do it to you? And you.
No, I just like I said, it was just like a joke. When we walked in, you know, I guess she did it, but it was other people there. So I don't.
No, I said, did she do it for you or did she do it for everybody?
When I walked in, she did it when I walked in. So I don't, you know, she did it, I guess,
Okay.
towards
All
me,
right.
but
No
it was
wonder
just like
no wonder you don't believe anything he says. I don't either. He's not a good liar, and that's why when you came in there and he on the couch with his shirt off and another woman on the couch, I understand why you didn't believe
Yes.
him now.
Thank
Yeah, he's not very good at the game. You say you're from the streets. Why didn't you give him some game? Because he has zero amount. Maybe that's why you married him. Marry somebody that's compatible. Marry a man that got game, that either know the game for real, so you all can talk about it. So you can
That's
say, look
it.
here, baby, you know where I'm from. You know that ain't nothing what you just told me. But if a person is doing like him,
Yes, sir.
I didn't get it for everybody.
Because you're not supposed to judge people until you can get the whole story. Because I was already falling in love with him because we're mentally there.
So you didn't have the whole story yet before
Yes,
marriage.
sir. That
you
is
hadn't
correct,
flashed
Your Honor.
that towel before marriage.
That is correct.
Yeah, all right, got it.
Plaintiff Robin Kelly Dunn is married to the defendant, but she claims they are separated because she feels he has inappropriate relationships with his female friends.
Let's get to the 5,000 you're alleging he owes you.
Yes, sir. Okay, so like I said, Judge, I want to be completely honest with you because I don't want to make it seem like I'm bringing back like things from my past. I have been abused, I have been hurt, but I don't linger on that. I'm healed from that, but I'm cautious now. Mm-hmm. So before we got involved to the point where we were dating and we were starting to date, but not really face to face yet. Mm-hmm. I started noticing things that he was asking me, like, can you send me this? Can you send me that? I'm looking at our ledger here. Can you send me money? So I'm like, okay, so I can do that, but I've been burned and I do not really feel comfortable with not putting like something on paper with an agreement for you to pay me back. And he agreed to that because we were not officially engaged or officially seriously dating at the time.
Okay.
So we did that.
You have an agreement you can point to here in your evidence?
Yes, sir.
What
It's
page?
actually, I have a ledger because it's so many loans before marriage and after marriage that I can't go through one by one.
Before
So
marriage is all I need. Before marriage is what I need.
Okay. Before marriage, the loans were 18 loans. Okay, from different amounts, which totals $769 from August 13 all the way through. But I have everything that I sent him that he did not disagree on anything about this.
Okay.
He paid me $300 from that, which left him $469 from that point. Mm-hmm. But then after, it totaled all the way to $11,000 because I sent it
After
electronically.
What? After what?
After loans after the marriage.
Oh, he borrowed his own money from you?
Oh, God. 126 loans afterwards.
Yeah, of his money.
Of mine.
That's joint.
He told me that he promised to do that because he wasn't working. But I'm gonna be 100% real. I go by the facts. If you say you're gonna do something, you sign that you're gonna do something, you do it, because you need to step up and be a man to me, because I am a woman to you. I have never proved nothing wrong for that. I deserve what you promised to give me. But that's not the biggest point. I want Judge Mathis to help us, because I am wanting to be the woman for you and for you to be the man for me. I don't want no more husbands after this. God said that we do this once, and I want to make sure that we can do that. But I want you to step up and do what you said you were going to do.
Let me hear from you, sir.
And I was doing it before you called me, when we split up and I'm staying, I'm not there no more. But hey, I was doing what I can. I'm right now, I'm unemployed and doing this. I'm doing my best. As a man, I says I'm gonna pay it, but as if I can't pay it, then what am I supposed to do?
You told me put the swangers on your Cadillac. That's what you told me to do. You made me give you money for that.
I was working in the oil field. I actually caught COVID at the time, and I'm working in oil field. I got laid off right around the time when I caught COVID, and just since then, it's just I've been having a problem finding work.
Okay, and have you told her that, and you haven't been able to get her to understand that's the reason?
Yes.
You might think you got her to understand.
Where I was working, driving for the oversized loads, I was doing that. And so I was asking her to borrow some, because I was out there on the road and I didn't have any money, but then I borrowed some money from her, and I told her I was gonna pay her back. But then I ended up having to, the tire goes flat, things happen. So, when I wasn't able to pay it back.
So you didn't understand that? He was your husband, didn't have a job?
Okay, Judge, let me tell you about that. Let's go back and let's get it straight. I draw blood for a living. I'm the one caught COVID-19 first. I'm the one caught it in March of 2020. I'm the one brought it back to you because I was at work. Let's get that straight first, okay? So don't say it like you're the only one that caught COVID. I'm the one caught it first and brought it to you. So that's what happened, Judge Mathis.
Well, what about prior to that? Did he have a consistent work record prior to that? Was he consistently working?
No, sir. I've been doing this job here in Houston. I've been working as a phlebotomist in Houston for 8 years. I've been a phlebotomist since I was 19 years old. I have never been without work unless it was something medically that I had to be off for. So I've been working the whole duration before he met me, all the way through. I've never stopped working.
Yeah, I was asking about him working.
Well, he didn't ask you about you.
No, sir. He's not working right now neither.
No, the question is, did he maintain work for the most part during you all's marriage?
Let me calm down because I'm getting emotional. So I'm sorry, Judge. Let me explain it in a more calmer manner. I'm not taking anything from you, husband. I want to make you know that you are a king to me. That's why I married you. You are a black king to me, and I love you. But I'm here to tell you, you are not consistent. Okay, it's a lot of things that is happening that I'm fitting more of everything. And it's stressing me out. And for you to do the things that you've done on top of this is really bothering me. And I want somebody like Judge Mathis to help you understand that you have a real woman here. I'm not going to take that you tried away from you. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not going to badger you and put you down. I'm not going to do that. You did work, but for the most part, you took for me for granted. And I'm here to tell you that now. You say you from the streets. Why didn't you give him some game? Because he has zero amount. Maybe that's why you married him. Marry somebody that's compatible. Marry a man that got game, that either know the game for real, so you all can talk about it. So you can say, look here, baby, you know where I'm from. You know that ain't nothing what you just told me.
Plaintiff Robin Kelly Dunn is married to the defendant, but she claims they are separated because she feels he has inappropriate relationships with his female friends.
Did he work prior to March of 20 on a regular, consistent basis?
No, sir. In and out.
How many months a year on average?
Maybe 1 or 2, then stop. Because
1 or 2 months of work?
Yeah, and then a contract. It's like a contract.
And then the rest of the 10 months he didn't work?
Yes, sir.
That was more than 1 year that happened?
Yes, sir.
Sir?
I got laid off from one, and then I went and worked for this one. And a lot of it, why I had quit that one, because she said I'm coming home too dirty. I was coming home with oil and getting,
you were
washer.
coming home too dirty.
No, I didn't.
How about instead of quitting, take a shower before you come home?
You can. I'm coming home.
I'm quitting my job and tell Lynn I know you don't like for me to be tired when I come home. Let me give you $400, ma'am. Whatever it is you say he has failed to pay. The divorce court judge determines any other debts that were accumulated during your marriage. Whatever comes into that marriage is joint property. Whatever you purchase after that marriage date, it's joint property, and only the divorce court judge can determine who owns what and who owes. You tell the divorce judge that, he might say, okay, you get nothing but out of the house. And in the meantime, though, $469 is your judgment. You've been played. Any other monies you want, get it from the divorce judge. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff, $469.
Oh boy, see what you did? You didn't tell a judge the truth.
I'll come home, take a shower.
You know you
and
owe me
be
that.
all over the shower.
Why
so
would
that's the
you
problem,
act like
issue
you
there.
don't owe me
It wasn't
that,
about
though?
that I quit my job because I was dirty. Come on, man, with that.
Plaintiff Rennell Johnson III says the defendant is his father, and they are best friends. But he's crowding Rennell's space. Rennell claims his father tries to dress, smell, and talk like him, and he's suing him today for damaging his laptop. Defendant Rennell Johnson Jr. insists he's not trying to be like his son, and he says his son is just mad because all of his lady friends want to be around Rennell Jr. instead of him. Rennell denies damaging his son's laptop.
All right, start with you.
All right, so Judge, I'm here. I really didn't know who else to call. I know that you're going to lay down the law and get him together, so we're about 16, 17 years apart. I would say he's more like my big brother than anything, my best friend. But he kind of been, Judge, he been crowding my space a little bit. I need, a little
Since
space.
what age did he start crowding?
I would say since about 16, 17. He wants me to do everything with him. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, you can forget about that. You kept thinking that he wanted you around after 14?
I mean, I'm who
It's over.
I'm
14
bad.
is over. Until the mid-20s when they feel a sense of, when they want to come back and want a parent and don't mind having a parent. I've never met a 14-year-old that wants to even admit they have parents.
That's great.
Give me a break. What is he thinking?
Yeah,
you tried to go to your parties?
Judge, to the point where he's dressing like me. Judge, he's dressing like me. He's talking like me.
Sir.
Judge, I just turned 30 in March.
Dressing like you?
Dressing like me, yes.
Look at me and come on now.
He wants to smell like me,
I'm
Judge.
bad.
Judge, let me tell you something. I went for my 30th birthday. I wanted to gift myself a new car. It had been a while. I had, an older amount of car. I wanted something new, so I bought me a 2020 Buick. He went and got a 1986 Buick. I'm just like
This is 2004, first of all.
Beep,
Not
beep.
1986. This is 2004.
Nah, and it's just to the point where, I went and got vaccinated.
He looking like he don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is. I don't understand what the problem is.
You're lying. I've always drove Buicks and Oldsmobiles and older cars, and you always said that when I grew up, I want to be just
And it
like
just
you.
so happened you got one within a year of him.
Come on.
You always
you.
drove him, but just by coincidence.
Thank you. Judge, I even went and got vaccinated. He went and got vaccinated.
Well, that's one good
I got high blood pressure. Now he got high blood pressure. like I just don't understand. Like the only thing that I got of his is his stomach. That's it. Same stomach. That's it. And so like when we go to the clubs and stuff with my friends like, your big brother coming. I'm like, my dad. Is he coming?
Wait,
like,
stop. You're mad because all your friends be on me. That's the real problem. That's the real problem. You want all the ladies, attention.
The ladies be on you, Dad.
Oh yeah. Look, check me out. Check me out.
Judge, if he could have braids like me, he could, but his hair don't grow. Oh. Like he wants to be like me so bad, and I hate that I even had to prank him.
Defendant Rennell Johnson Jr. is being sued by his son, who claims Rennell wants to be just like him. And that's why he dresses the same and even works the same job.
Why didn't you hurt his feelings early on, like my children did me?
I love my dad.
They hurt my feelings quickly, and then I understood that, all right, independence. They don't want parents around after age 14. We all went to the state fair one year. We get out of the car. It's okay, because every year that's what we used to do. Right. Since they were toddlers, go to the state fair together, enjoy the time, rides, blah. So we said, okay, time to go. They said, we'll meet y'all back in about 3 hours at the car. I said, what you mean? Meet us back? Yeah, we're going with our friends. So you're going with your friends? We always go together. What are you talking about? Oh, we didn't want to go with our... We can't come with you and your friends? No. This is the worst. When we were going through the park, we see him at the hot dog stand. We're happy to see our children and their friends. Let's go over and say hi. Maybe pay for the hot dogs, whatever. We start walking over there. They look back and they just take off running at full speed, like they're embarrassed of me.
Heartbreaking.
I'm like, Judge Mathis, y'all ain't proud of me, Dad? No, Dad, you are Dad. You ain't no Judge Mathis. You are Dad, and we do not want you around once we're teenagers. That's the way that goes. So you should have learned that lesson early on. So yeah, 14, you can't go to the games. If you go to, they want you at the games, but don't try to have them ride back with you. That's out. Don't let them even. Don't really show your face to their peers at the game.
Exactly.
You be at the game, but be quiet at the game.
Yes.
We don't want nobody to know my mom and daddy come to my games, and you better not try to ask them to come over for no pizza. Well, you and your buddies want to come for pizza? No. Oh, sir. Let young men be young. So you went. How many years having to deal with your father following you and your friends around?
About 13 years now,
That's
Judge.
horrible, sir. That's not right.
Judge, I even, we had our spring break in Miami,
Come on now.
My dad
Wait a minute, you're
my
lying.
dad came with me.
See,
let me tell you.
You wanted me to go because you were short.
Let him tell me the story.
You wanted me to go because you were short on cash. You
could have just gave him the money. Let him tell me.
Right, so he had to go. Right, that don't even make sense, Judge.
You wanted me to go
Judge,
because I had the bag.
Judge, we got there, we dished it.
Y'all ditched him?
We dished him. But listen, he found him a nice, young lady out there to party with. I don't know what happened. They went to the beach. He came back home naked to the hotel.
Came back what?
Naked to the hotel.
Lying. Stop lying.
Judge.
Yeah, you didn't get arrested, sir.
Judge, let me tell you, they went skinny dipping in the ocean. And she took all his clothes, his wallet, everything. Just left me with
He got ripped off.
Left him with nothing.
I believe he did it.
So
I believe he did it. It's somewhat true, Your Honor. It's somewhat true. He was there as well.
Strange woman where at Miami?
Judge,
he was there
I
as
wasn't
well.
on that beach. I didn't touch that beach, Judge. I didn't touch the beach.
So you blind all the way down.
He was there as well. Now remember, he had no money, Your Honor.
What?
We get back to the room, he got a pocket full of money, and all my stuff is gone.
So I brought my own.
I believe it.
So
I believe it.
he robbed you instead of that woman?
Yes.
What?
Yes, because that's what he does.
He's swimming trunks also.
I did that part. But the money part, I believe he did it. He's an attention seeker.
Defendant Rennell Johnson Jr. is being sued by his son, who claims Rennell wants to be just like him. And that's why he dresses the same and even works the same job.
Tell me why you like to hang around him and his buddies so much.
Well, he liked to hang around me.
You've heard what he said.
But,
go ahead.
He's a cool kid, other than, like to seek attention and like to be the center of attention. When he step in the room, all spotlight on Rennell. Here I am, I'm here. Yeah. Want to come up and serenade my women, want to sing you all your little John Legend songs and all that. Dude, that don't fly with me. Back up.
Now you're competing with you.
That's what he tried to make it out of competition.
If you let him live his life in the first place, you wouldn't have to worry about him taking your women.
Thank you.
Why won't you get your own friends?
I do have my own friends.
Why don't you hang around them?
I do, at times. But I like hanging around with him and his friends.
So you have to be able to measure. We grew up together, Your Honor. You have to be able to measure when you're welcome and when you're unwelcome. And you're usually welcomed when you are invited. Not self-invited, sir. You think I don't want to sit up and watch the games with my sons or other young folks who I've been around all? You think I don't want to sit there? No. You think I want to sit there alone and watch the games? Because most of my friends are in Detroit. I'm in LA most of the time. Deal with folks out there. So I sit there, call my son. Hey, son, what you got up today? Well, I'm going to the Soho House. I'm going here and I'm going there. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy yourself. He done told me already. He's already told me. I'm not coming to watch the game without even having to tell me. I'm not asking him. He just told me that he got a busy day.
Your Honor, I live an hour and a half away. He always calling me. He want me to come down every weekend. I'm a DJ. I'm busy. I'm booked and busy. And he hate that. And
Your Honor, ask him who started him DJing. Since I want to be like him.
Jesus.
Jesus. Well, today I am your Jesus. Okay. I'm your dad, and you want to be like me, DJing.
What?
Yes. You even talk like me on the microphone when you're DJing. Buicks.
He been buying Buicks all his life.
All my life. Buicks, Oldsmobile, all my life.
Judge, he been Ubering for the last 4 years, Judge. He ain't had no Buick.
Tell me about the property you suing him for. What's the damage? We haven't even gotten to that yet.
Judge, back in June, we use each other's equipment. He actually charges me to use his equipment. I never charge him. I don't charge him for gas, for traveling, coming down to Indianapolis all the time. I don't charge my dad for nothing. If anything, I give him the money. So, he used my laptop and for a gig, and I was calling him like 2 days later. I'm like, Dad, where's my stuff at? He's like, I'm gonna bring it to you, son. He got a key to my car. He got a key to my house. So I'm like, okay, you can just, drop it off at home while I'm at work, So I get home, my laptop is there.
Oh my goodness.
Judge, what is this? This is how I make my money.
I didn't do that.
Judge, this is how I make my money. I was like, Dad, can you just replace it? I just need a new laptop. I don't feel like I should have to. You my son. Like, what do you mean?
That's what he said.
Yes.
What do you say today?
I said something like
you
that.
Heard it. I'm your Jesus, remember?
What I said was I'll replace it when I get the money. Because I don't have no money. And at the end of the day, I'm your father. You can't tell me when and what to do and how to do it.
Yes, you can. That's a contract. That's why you're getting sued. That's exactly what he can do.
Defendant Rennell Johnson Jr. is being sued by his son, who claims Rennell wants to be just like him. And that's why he dresses the same and even works the same job.
You tell someone who damages his property, commits an act of negligence that results in damage to him and his financial circumstance, and you can't say because I'm your daddy I can put you in a bad position and nothing you can do about it.
And pay you when I want to. How you gonna pay me when you want to?
Well, what about when I had a gig to do, a DJ gig, and you didn't bring my main equipment back on time? I was an hour late starting my gig.
I don't remember
because
that.
You wanted to come when you felt like.
Where your evidence?
Where you at?
My phone is back there, so I can't show the text. I forgot to print
Judge,
it
you
off.
don't have no evidence because this ain't true, Judge. I wouldn't bring. This is a black man. I would not bring my dad on national TV to make him the butt of a joke for my. I want my stuff. That's it.
I don't know what happened to that, but when I gave that to him, it was in perfect condition. When I left it on his counter. Maybe his dog got a hold to it.
Why have you agreed to repay then? Why have you agreed to pay for the damage?
Well, I told him.
You don't know what happened and you didn't do anything.
I told him when I can, I would help him get another one. And I just had surgery, so I'm a barber as well. So I haven't been able to cut no hair, DJ, none of the above. You know, and he just keep on calling, being our sir, and all the little cuss words that he liked to say. You know, very disrespectful. Like I said, attention seeker.
I don't believe
that's his name.
I don't believe you're disrespectful.
Nah, Judge.
Don't believe.
The thing is, Judge, can I speak?
I know guys who would. I can tell when someone would otherwise disrespect their parent or be a disrespectful person. I do not get that impression. Believe me, you would have been told off on multiple times coming around the friends of your children, trying to hang out with them if he was a disrespectful kid. That's not, or son. I'm not buying that. And he has no animosity towards you. He has no anger towards you. Ooh. He loves you beyond most sons loving their father, because most sons will manipulate their way out of being with you some kind of way. My leg is broke today, Dad. No, I'm not going anywhere. I go, what you doing home? Oh, I saw you up at the street. I was up the street getting some Tylenol for my leg. So I'm just telling you, they do everything they can to avoid you. Instead, he just come on, Dad, and embarrass him. You embarrass him, sir. He doesn't want to tell you. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
He's respectful, because any other young man would be saying a lot different things to you to discourage you from making him look bad. You make him look bad when you got to bring your father along with your buddies to hang out. They're restraining what they might otherwise do because you're there. Not that he might be doing it, but they may want to do it, his buddies.
Yep.
And you're sitting right, you're messing up their fun. Let the young man and his friends have their fun. And then at the same, give him his $1,200 so he can have $1,200 worth of fun. And two of it, I know it don't cost for $200. $200 for that, take that other $1,000 and go back to Miami and have you a time by yourself and your buddies. $1,200. Have a good day.
I just want to say, I love my dad, like I didn't even want to bring him here, but I had to do something because, I'm the son. I don't want to, I knew somebody was going to do it. Judge Mathis got it done. So that's all I want to say. I still love you, though. I'll see you at my next gig rooting for me.
You love me, but you brought me here.
Sure did.
Shame the devil. Shame the devil.